Hey, what's up? Ron here. Welcome to TimeWalkTV. I hope you're all having a great day today. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a really sweet deck coming from one of the viewers of one of our last videos, Dom, who wants us to try out a sweet self-milled deck that he came up with. So we're going to go ahead and load that up right now. It utilizes an elementals package to get a lot of land drops into play, and then uses Cavalier of Thorns to kind of mill ourselves out, along with Jace and Tamiyo and some really cool cards. So let's go ahead and jump into it, take a look, and see what the deck's all about. All right, welcome into Arena. We have our blue-green self-mill deck loaded up, ready to go. So let's go and take a look at the cards that make this deck work. So first off, we have Gilded Goose, the 1-drop 0/2 flyer that when it enters, you make a food token. You can create a food token by, paying 2 mana, and then you can sack any food to get a color of any choice. So this is kind of a replacement for Llanowar Elves. And it just does the job of getting our 3 drops out a turn earlier, or generating food, against the aggressive decks to gain some life. It kind of just does it all, and it blocks the 1/1 flyers pretty well. So love this card. Think it's really good. No other food synergies in the deck per se, but it does its job on its own. Moving over to Leafkin Druid, the Elemental Druid, 2-drop 0/3. You can add a green to your mana pool, or if there's 4 more creatures, you can add double green. This goes along with our elementals package, because if we weren't running elementals, then we'd probably have something else in here, but elementals are key for this deck to work efficiently. So moving on to Paradise Druid, the 2-drop hexproof 2/1 that you can tap for any color. So this is probably the best mana dork besides Gilded Goose, mainly because it has hexproof and you're guaranteed to tap with it, so it just makes it that much better. Moving on to Hydroid Krasis, X blue-green for a 0/0 with flying and trample. When you cast it, you get to basically draw cards and gain life based on what X was cast, half of that. So if you do it for 4, you're going to draw 2, gain 2, so on and so forth, because it rounds down each time. So if you do it for 3, it's going to think that you get 1 card, 1 life, stuff like that. So pretty sweet, probably the best mythic in standard currently. Love this card. I love gaining life and drawing cards, so this is kind of my poor man Sphinx's Revelation. Moving on to Risen Reef. This is what makes the elemental side of this deck work really well. And Risen Reef, if those of you who have not seen it for a while, this is a great M20 card. 1 blue-green for a 1/1. Looks a little inconspicuous, but when it enters the battlefield, or another elemental enters the battlefield, you get to look at your top card. And if it's a non-land card, you put it into your hand. And if it's a land card, you can choose to put it into play if you like. Sometimes you don't want to put it into play because you want to draw that land. Sometimes those situations end up coming up, but not too often. You just kind of want to put all your lands in the battlefield as soon as possible. This has like a coiling oracle style effect to it. And then we also have Cavalier of Thorns, which is another elemental. But this is a big 5/6 for 5 mana, triple green, has reach. When it enters, well, it's going to trigger Risen Reef first, and then you get to look at the top. How many cards is it? I never even actually looked. Let's look. 5 cards. Wow, that's a lot of cards, actually. So you get to look at the top 5, pick a land, put that land into play. The rest go in the graveyard, which is perfect for what we're actually trying to do, is self-milling. But when it dies, you can exile it and put any permanent card from your graveyard on top of your deck. So when this dies, you can put your planeswalkers back on top. You can put other Cavalier of Thorns that you didn't exile back on top. So that's pretty sweet. Quasi-Duplicate is the awesome, funny, extremely good, underrated, sweet card in the deck. So you get to create a token that's a target of a creature you control. So you can make another Cavalier of Thorns. You can make more Risen Reefs. Kind of funny stuff. If you steal something with Agent Treachery, well, you can make a copy of that too. And it's got Jumpstart, so you can play it from your graveyard after you mill it over, with a Cavalier of Thorns or something. So that's pretty sweet. Usually, you're just going to make a ton of Cavalier of Thorns, mill yourself out, and then win with Jace. Speaking of Jace, Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, the 1 triple blue for a 4 loyalty planeswalker. If you would draw a card while you have no other cards in your deck, then, well, you'd win the game instead of lose the game. So it's a kind of a sweet win con there. The +1, target player puts the top 2 cards of the library into the graveyard, draw a card. -7, draw 7. Sorry, -8, draw 7. Then if your library has no cards in it, you win the game. Pretty sweet card right there. You can mill out your opponent. You can mill ourselves. Mainly we'll be milling ourselves because it's pretty sweet and we want to win like that, and it's a hilarious win con. We also have 2 Tamios to get stuff back out of our graveyards once we mill them, and it also stops sacrificing and it stops discarding. So if we ever end up going against a Doom Foretold deck, well, they can't make us sacrifice stuff because we have Tamio, so their Doom Foretold just go off, and then we just move on with our day. Nissa, who shakes the world. You guys have seen this card all over Standard. Nothing new here. It just animates your lands, kills you really quickly, and doubles up your mana, which is really sweet with Hydro Crisis. That's a thing. Yep, double your mana, draw a lot of cards, gain a lot of life. I love it. Moving on to Agent of Treachery. This is the 7 mana 2/3 that was really popular when Field of the Dead was not banned, is because you can steal their lands. Well, you get to steal any permanent, so anything that your opponent plays, well, that's fair game as long as it doesn't have hexproof, because it has to be targeted. So this comes down, steals a land, steals a planeswalker, steals a creature, whatever you want, doesn't matter. Agent of Treachery's stealing your girl. Moving on to the lands, we have 1 Fabled Passage, 2 Temple of Mysteries, 4 Breeding Pool, 10 Forests. Wow, 10 forests, that's a lot. Well, we do have Nissa, so that makes sense. 6 islands and 2 Castle of Interest to scry up a storm and try to find what we need. Moving on to the sideboard, we have 3 Disdainful Strokes because it's probably the best counterspell in Standard currently. 2 Return to Natures for those pesky cat decks. 2 Mystical Disputes for any controls. Lovestruck Beast in the board just to have a small transformative sideboard and get a little bit bigger creatures out sooner, so you can stop some of the kind of Knights decks or some of the bigger creature decks. 2 Thrashing Bronchon also for the cat decks and anything that's enchantment related. And Shifting Ceratops for those mean, ugly, rude blue-green flash decks, because nobody likes those. I am a blue mage myself and I hate those decks. So yeah, this is what that's for, and the Ceratops does work. So this is the deck that Dom, one of the viewers from the previous video, suggested I try out. So, Dom, if you're watching, this deck is awesome. I can't wait to play a bunch of games with it, and hopefully we get a bunch of wins with your deck. But if you have your own deck suggestion, go ahead and leave that in the comments. We'll go through them, find the best one, try it out. And if there's only one in the comments, well, I'm going to be playing that one. So make sure you get your comments down there. Tell me what deck that you want me to play. Also, this deck will be on EtherHub. This is this website that I use to, catalog all the decks that I play on this channel. Link will be down in the description. Go ahead and check that out. Also, if you want to buy this deck in paper and try it at F&M and just have fun with it, well, I have a TCG link on my EtherHub as well. So go and click on that when you're going to go buy your cards. Helps out a lot. So after all that blabbing, we're going to hop into some games right now and just see what this deck can do. All right, welcome in. Let's take a look at our opening hand, see what we have to work with. And we do have our ramp spell. Thank God we have a ramp spell, because this hand is not looking too pretty currently. But we have Paradise Druid into mini Hydro Crisis, so I think we're going to keep it. And we're on the play. I think we got this. Let's go ahead and play that tapped. We're against Bunny Ranger. Let's see what Bunny Ranger plays. So Temple of Epiphany. So it looks like a blue-red deck. Could be a Jeskai Fires deck. Could be a blue-red Flash deck. Could be, could be a boat. We don't know. Could be anything. So I think, what do we do here? 2 quasi-duplicates. Maybe this deck wants 2 instead of 3. That's what I like to assume. But let's just do this for 2. Try to, find something like a Cavalier of Thorns would be fantastic off the top. Unless they have a counterspell. That kind of stinks. I kind of want a 2/2 flyer. Quench. Yikes. It is a flash deck, because Quench is one god-awful card. Let me tell you what. Goodness gracious. I can't believe Quench is a playable card. Now, if that was Mana Leak, I'm all for it. But man, Quench? Jeez. I just ugh. It hurts me inside that people play this card. All right, let's play our Goose. Opt. Okay, so they played the Bone Crusher Giant to kill our Paradise Druid. Now they're playing Opt to look at the top of their deck. They put it on the bottom. They're going to draw the card that's on top that they don't know about. Well, let's see. I guess we just use our mana and quasi-duplicate this Goose. Looks good. 4, 5, 6 currently. Ooh, this will be 7. We can play Agent of Treachery next turn. Play some sweet. Or don't play anything at all, so I can Agent of Treachery your red land. Okay, well, they definitely have something crazy. So, I guess we just play... Oh, man, what do we do here? What do we do? If we play Cavalier Thorns, they're just going to counter it. Gosh, this is the rough part. This is the rough part, because we can use all of our mana, which we still have mana left over for Cavalier Thorns, actually. So maybe we just do it and see, what they do. Auto pay. Try to steal a land. Watch, we're going to get quenched again. It's going to hurt my heart. Just ionize me. Just do it. So we can... Ooh, it entered the battlefield. I will take your land, please. Thank you very much. Are you going to Brazen Borrow this back to my hand? That would be fantastic. Do it. Rouse Outburst. That's a pretty sweet card that's pretty underplayed. I think it could have been... I don't know. 3 mana might have been too good, but deal 3 damage to any target. Look at the top 2. Put 1 in your hand. The rest in the graveyard. So really sweet card there. We were able to steal a land, so keep them off the lands is actually pretty sweet. But we're in a bit of a pickle. I think we just wait it out and then try to scry ourselves a river until we until we find something really, really good. Because Cavalier Thorns might not resolve. The Brimar Cutthroat, that is going to resolve for sure. Now they cast something else here to kill one of my goose, or flash in something else. Brazen Borrower. They're going to use Petty Theft, and they're going to bounce our goose, which is not a token, back to our hand. Why wouldn't you just bounce the token? Then I don't get to recast it. Whatever. Anyway, goose is loose. Well, the token goose is loose. They have a Bone Crusher and a Brazen Borrower that they can cast. And they have a 3/2 Brimar Cutthroat. We're going to... I think we're just going to block here. And I think we're just going to activate to make a food token. Which we still get to scry. Which I didn't think about until after I made the food token. So don't do what I do, kids. Not kids, teenagers. And always scry before you make a food token. But we had exactly enough mana because, it worked out perfectly. So let's scry to... Oh, double Jace. Well, we don't need you, double Jace. We need relevant cards, please. Not a forest. Let's see if we play 3, 4, 5. This gets around Quench and Mystical Dispute, but not Ionize. So as long as they don't have Ionize or Disdainful Stroke, we're good. But of course, they have the Cutthroat. Dang it. Okay, well, we gave it a good shot. We tried our best, and now we just kind of have to sit back and cry ourselves to sleep at night because we can't beat the Flash deck, because regardless of how many lands they play or miss, they always have the counterspell. Remember, Flash players always have the counterspell. It doesn't matter. So Gadwick is going to draw them 2 cards. Pretty sweet card in this deck, I have to say. We are probably going to gain some life from this this food here. I think that's something we want to do. Make them hit us for 1, basically. Yep, down to 18. Ooh, that's a really good card to draw once they just tapped out. 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll do it for 6, actually. I won't do it for 7. Oh, jeez, not 10. Yeah, goose. That's a goose, not me. Hydro Cage for 6. Draw 3, gain 3. Sweet. And we have the Risen Reef here. I wish we had another mana we can do the quasi-duplicate before they either bounce this or kill it. But I digress. We needed 6/6 flyer to at least contend with what they're doing currently. They have the Brazen Borrower and the Bone Crusher Giant in waiting the wings here in the batter's box. And they got 4 cards in hand. That's pretty scary. But it doesn't look like they have any blue spells since they did not tap our creatures. Let's swing and see what they do. Because we have another Hydroid Crisis. Yeah. Oh no, they get to tap our dude. Cool. No attacks. Let's bait them with the Risen Reef. This is a good blocker for their 5/4. Oh, goose. Sweet. Well, let's try to quasi-duplicate this thing. We make a copy. Oh no, is it gonna keep the counters? It probably won't keep the counters. Thank you for negating it because I didn't actually know if it was gonna work. Yeah, that resolves. Sure. Well, I'm gonna try again. I really don't think it will work, but let's try it. What happened? Oh, it died immediately because it just makes a 0/0. No! Why must I learn this stuff the hard way? Oh boy, we are hitting on all cylinders right now. Well, we got a quasi duplicate that we can't do anything with. I'm just gonna take it. I'm feeling frisky right now. 9, feeling good. Feeling real good. Well, let's try this. Do that instead because we don't want to make a 0/0 that dies immediately. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we have fun here. We have fun. Ionize. Well, you're just a big meanie that doesn't play well with others. This Brimorn Cutthroat is humongous right now. Okay. 4 or 5. We can do it for 4. No, we'll do it for 4. Auto pay, and that'll allow us to do something. Yikes. Well, we're up to 9 again, at least. This big 7/6 is pretty stout. Pretty stout indeed. Pretty stout. All right, what are you swinging with? Okay, so let me block. Okay. Looks good to me. Good blocks here. All right, so what to do? Well, I think we just jam City here. We get around Quench. We get around Mystical Dispute. We don't get around the second negate or the third Ionize. Are you serious? Get out of here with that. Get out of here. Yikes. Hardly knew ya. Yikes. Hardly knew ya. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yikes. Hardly knew ya. Okay. Well, we're definitely going to play the other one. Oh, don't tell me you have another counterspell. Vomit. Gosh, I hate this deck so much. You know what we're doing against this one? We're bringing in the Ceratops, baby. Gosh, I hate these flash decks. So obnoxious. So obnoxious. It's like they need to have specific, perfect answers every single turn. And if they don't, they just crumble and, you know, fold over to a lot of decks. So let's do this. We're bringing in Mystical Dispute. We're bringing in the Ceratops. We're cutting our Jaces and our Tamios completely. We don't really want them. And our Agent Treacheries are pretty bad as well. What do we bring back in besides those two, though? Quasi-Duplicate doesn't feel that great. Probably just want big baddies on the ground. Duplicate doesn't seem too good. I'm going to cut this down to 1. Yeah, we'll bring in all three Love-Struck Beasts. This card is actually pretty sweet. Maybe that should be main. I'm not sure. I see it in a lot of sideboards, especially like the bigger green decks, like the blue, like the ramp decks and stuff. They use a lot of those in the sideboard, but I'm not sure. I'm just sick of these flash decks. Sick of them. I love control, but I hate flash decks. It's just like they like rely too heavily on their counter spells. But yeah, we're gonna go Goose into Paradise Druid for sure. I don't even care that I don't have blue mana because this is all the blue mana I ever need. All right, we're just gonna Ceratops them and just like beat them down constantly and hope they don't have like double Bone Crusher Giant. That would stink. Steam Vents untapped. Will not stop the Paradise Druid. It will not stop it. So opt on our opponent's side. Paradise Druid on ours. We're going to swing with the goose. We got to send a message early. Let them know that it's crunch time here. It's happening. It's happening. So Sorcerer's Spyglass, huh? What in the world could they be named with Sorcerer's Spyglass? At all that they saw last turn. Maybe they're really scared of Nissa. I could definitely see them naming Nissa. We'll see what they do, but I'm almost 100% certain the Spyglass is going to hit Nissa. And then you saw your Doom. The old Ceratops boy. Oh yeah, we're doing it. We're going to give this sucker haste. We're coming in hot. We got to get this game over with. We got to get this game over with, my friend. That's what's happening right now. You need double burn spells to take this sucker out. Bone Crusher, taking out the Paradise Druid, but it does not stop our good friend, the Ceratops. Boom. Alright, so Ceratops came in for 5. We're going to play Paradise Druid. And then we will make a food token with our buddy here, the Goose. And hopefully we can get the job done here in another turn. Because they missed the land drop last turn. They were to stop our Nissa. Bone Crushed our Paradise Druid. And I don't think they have a Lava Coil for the Shifting Ceratops. If you're playing the Blue-Red Flash deck, your board should have 4 Lava Coils in them. Because of this card. And Questing Beast. Okay, so then I guess they named this, but it doesn't really matter. So, back to my point. If you want to play the Blue-Red Flash deck, or, yeah, I guess Blue-Red Flash deck specifically, is you need to have 4 Lava Coils in your board. These green decks are packing 3 to 4 Ceratops in their board for the Blue-Green Flash decks, and you kind of get caught up in that and then, you know, get run over, and then it just happens. So, you definitely want to... just remember that. Next time you build a Blue-Red Flash deck, put 4 Lava Coils on the board. You're definitely going to want them against Questing Beast and Shifting Ceratops. So, I think we're going to cut the Quasi-Duplicate, and we're going to cut... I want to bring in Thrashing Brontodon, too. Maybe we could cut, like, 1 Nissa. Yeah. Looks like they have 2 Sorcerer's Spyglass, so this will help with it. But if we're not relying so heavily on Nissa, it looks like we can get the wins pretty quickly. So we just turned into it like basically a beatdown deck against this deck that we can't really go over the top of, unless like we get pretty lucky that they don't have a counterspell. But usually they do. Maybe after they board too much, they bring in like Sorcerer's Spyglass and all these other things that, you know, we can stop. So it's something possibly that we can get into, but Risen Reef into Thrashing Brontodon is something I'm definitely into. I'd rather have Ceratops, but this hand is actually pretty decent. So, well, this is a great draw because now we can go Heart's Desire into a tap land into Lovestruck Beast. Blech. Yep, we're gonna swing for 1. Let me swing. Whack. Good job. Good job. All right, let's scry. What's on top? Land? Land? Ooh, the Cutthroat got me. Not a land, so we'll put that on the bottom. Hopefully this can hit us a land, which will get us into our double Brontodons a little earlier than normal. But we'll see. We'll see. They hit their land, play the Cutthroat, swing with the Cutthroat. Let's go ahead and swing with our own 1/1. See if they have another Brineborn Cutthroat that they want to throw away. They don't. So we're going to play this and play our Risen Reef. Do they have a counterspell? Probably. I guess they probably have that plus Mystical Dispute. They do not. Let's take action and put that into play and scry 1. Ooh, that felt really good. Do we want to keep the land is the question. Probably. Because we want... Well, we want to get to our big spells too. We want to find a Shifting Ceratops, so let's put that to the bottom. I know it's a little weird. If we get to land this, we get double triggers, and we can find it as well, but really need to find a Ceratops to stop these goons, basically. We are not blocking that. No blocks. Don't Embercleave me. These decks do run Embercleave. Don't get it twisted. Embercleave is a flash card. Player land, so we do not get quenched. We can still get Mystical Disputed, but we cannot get quenched. So we can pay for the quench. Hopefully it resolves. It does not. So Bone Crusher is going to come in and kill the first Risen Reef. The second one's going to resolve. Yeah, we'll put that land into play. And I think we're just going to play Goose. And I guess we'll make a food token and say go. The human is definitely going to be blocking on blocking duty this turn because looks like they're flooding out a little bit. They only have 3 cards left in their library. They play their Temple of Epiphany. And I guess they put it on the bottom. They could play Bone Crusher Giant here to pressure, but if they don't do that, well, I think they probably have maybe a counterspell. We're going to block the big Brineborn Cutthroat, let the other one hit us for 3. Ceratops is a fantastic draw. Fantastic, actually. Unbelievably great. Let's test the waters currently with Lovestruck Beast. See what they got in their hand. Try to get these counter spells out of there so that our Bronzodons can resolve and everything like that. But Ionize, sure, that's fine. What really stinks is that these Brineborn Cutthroats are getting gigantic. Let's go and do that. Auto pay and play Ceratops. Looks good. No attacks. We're definitely having to block with it this time, but let's hope they do not have a Lava Coil. That's the one thing I hope they don't have. If they have a Lava Coil, I think we're losing this game pretty badly. But next turn, we can play double Bronzodon, or we can play Hydrocrisis for a ton. So that feels good. Gadwick for what? 3? Yep, looks like Gadwick for 3. All right, well, shields are down currently, and we can do it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we can do 3 and 3. Yeah, let's just do it for 5. Yeah, we'll pay. So trying to think of a way that we could do it with, you know, getting another food token for this, and then doing the Thrashing Bronzodon or something along those lines. But now we're just kind of just trying to build up our blockers here a little bit. Because they have a ton of spells and a ton of mana, they can tap a bunch of our team down. Can't tap the Ceratops currently. Bone Crusher's coming in hot. Do they have a blue spell? I don't think they have a blue spell. Or maybe they're just saving the blue spells so that we cannot attack. So let's move to combat here and see what they got. Opt is going to trigger the Cutthroats, and it's going to trigger the Gadwick to tap the big boy down here. Resolve on the Opt. They have 3 cards in hand. Looking at top card. They're going to put it on the bottom and draw a card. Okay, so they have a mystery card here. Wish this got, what is it? Vigilance. That'd be sweet. No attacks. Let's see. Huh. Well, let's Heart's Desire, make a blocker. Heart's Desire, make a blocker. If they counter this, then a little unfortunate. Oh, goodness gracious. We have no way to stop these things. Gadwick is such a good card. 3, 6. Yeah, it resolves. Resolves. Too many counters, man. Too many triggers. 5-6. I don't think a 5-6 does it. Let's spend 2 3-4s down. Oh, we don't have enough. Crud. Well, that stinks. Maybe I should have checked my mana a little bit better. So let's see what they do here. Man, Gadwick is a big pain in the butt that we wish we could handle, but we can't. You know, Brazen Borrow might be actually pretty sweet in this deck, to be honest. Yeah, Bone Crusher takes out my little Risen Reef, my poor little Risen Reef. We are not looking like we're in great shape currently. Brazen Borrower, yeah, I think we're super dead on this one, guys. I think we're super dead. Unfortunately, Gadwick is super overpowering when you don't have any removal to take him out. So let's move on to the next game, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it goes a little better. All right, welcome in. Let's take a look at our hand, see what we have to work with. Looking pretty grim, but there is a silver lining. We have Goose, Druid, Risen Reef, all the good cards that we want early on, except we just have one land. But we are playing on the draw, so I think we're actually going to keep it. I know risky keeps are risky, but we're going to go for it here. Scry into a land, hopefully. Not another Nissa. We don't need our third Nissa. What are you, crazy? Craziness. Man, I wish this was land anywhere else. So an island for our opponent into a mountain. Well, it looks like we might be against another flash deck. Hopefully that is not the case, because I don't want to get quenched here. Don't do it to me, opponent. Don't make me pull my hair out that I don't have. Just kidding, I have a lot of hair. No, I don't. Woo! Alright. So, our Paradise Druid resolves. They probably play a Cutthroat here. Bone Crusher, our face. Probably play a land and play either Bone Crusher. I can only assume this is a flash deck. Unless they play like a white land, then it's going to be Jeskai Fires. But leaning more toward the flash version here. So I guess we just try to Risen Reef and see if they feel like they need to counter it, which they don't. And we will take action and put that island into play. So they played island, island, mountain. Did not play the Bone Crusher last turn and let our Risen Reef resolve immediately. Like there was no pause or anything. What could they possibly have here? Steam Vents untapped, dealing 2 damage to themselves. 5 cards left in hand, thinking about what to play. Mulling it over. What are we playing, opponent? Lava Coil in the main. Going to take out our Risen Reef, and are they thinking about taking out the Paradise Druid? Is that a possibility? It is not. So guess we just test the water, see if Nissa resolves. I don't think so. I think they have a negate or a quench. But Disdainful Stroke, well, that definitely is a much better card than quench. Much better. So this looks like a blue-red like control deck, not necessarily a flash deck. They're playing better spells than Lava Coil and Disdainful Stroke, and now they play Witching Well, which is definitely one of my not favorite cards, but a card that I thought wasn't that great until I actually played it, and then I realized that it was actually really, really good. So, Witching Well is sweet. They played Bone Crusher from Exile. We get to resolve our second Nissa here, which is sweet. I'm actually going to... Let me swing with it. If they want to trade this, I'm okay with that trade. I'm actually okay with that trade. Getting their threat off the table. Or they get to be dealt 3 damage. So it's kind of a win-win. I feel like they want to keep their Bone Crusher Giant. We'll see. Alright, so they're offering up the trade. No problem. Let's go ahead and shock in a Breeding Pool and add double green. And we'll go double Gilded Goose. Make 2 food tokens. Next turn we can Agent of Treachery, whatever they play. We have enough mana to do so. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 mana currently. If we use both of our food tokens, that is. And Hydrocrisis can come down as a 6/6, and we can draw 3, gain 3. Whew, that was a mouthful. So let's see what they do with their 3 cards in hand. They have triple Island, Mountain, Steam Vents with a Witching Well. 3 cards in hand. What have you for me, opponent? Looks like their timer's starting to tick down here a little bit. They're wondering if they should animate their Witching Well with Animating Fairy. Well, I can't say I didn't see that coming, because I didn't in no way, shape, or form see that coming at all. Oh my goodness. Well then, that's pretty interesting. Bone Crusher Giant's going to take out our Gilded Goose. No blocks whatsoever. Yeah, don't really want to deal with that. Yeah, we're going to play blue. We're going to untap it. And we will Agent of Treachery your 4/4 Witching Well. Yeah, at this point, I think we're just gonna... We probably should have swung first. I know. We could have hit him for 5 and then took their creature. But, you know, sometimes I don't think that far ahead because I'm a scrub. But I just wanted to steal their 4/4 Witching Well. It just felt like it was the thing we needed to do at the time. It was like, run, please steal me. I'm just a Witching Well that has 4 counters on me. Oh, we are doing silly things right now. I wish we had a way to bounce this. That would be sweet. So our opponent is currently trying to figure out what just happened and how to resolve this issue. They play Temple of Epiphany from their hand to scry 1. That leaves 1 card left in their hand. They have Animating Fairy and Bone Crusher Giant in exile on an adventure, and I didn't quite see if they left it on top or not, so I'm going to guess they put it on the bottom and then they scoop. Okay, so game 1, we win. So this is a much more manageable matchup than the Flash deck, mainly because we don't have to deal with the plethora of counterspells like the Flash deck has. On another note, I think we bring in, I think we sideboard the same way. I think we cut all the junk, and then we just bring in like all sorts of like beatdown style cards. Yeah, let's do that. What else can we cut? What else can we cut? Anissa? No, let's do Anissa in. Probably Risen Reef, I could assume. Maybe. Yeah. What are Threshing Brontons going to kill? They probably have artifacts. They have Animating Fairy. They must have other artifacts, right? I think so. Let's take out a Leaf Kindred. We're on the draw. I think this looks good. We're just gonna play big dumb creatures and hopefully get there, because they really have no way to board sweep us besides like Flame Sweep. It only does 2 damage, and if we play a 5/5, we're golden. So this looks like a good 1-2 punch here with Risen Reef and Lovestruck Beast. Cavalier Thorns and Nissa top out the curve. Let's go and keep it. Make it 1/1. Then we can either play Risen Reef or Lovestruck Beast on 3. Feels good. Our opponent's going to play Temple of Epiphany and scry 1. Let's see what they do with it. Looks like they kept a 7 card hand as well. So waiting for the opponent to scry. They're really thinking about it. Pretty tough decision currently. Puts it on the bottom. So it's something they did not want. So we're going to play our Forest, play our Heart's Desire, make a 1/1. Feels good. Feels good. We also drew another Lovestruck Beast, which feels awesome, because we can do another Heart's Desire next turn and then play Lovestruck Beast on 3 and hopefully don't get countered. I'm not sure if they have Ionize or anything like that. That's more of an aggressive counter spell, but they do have like Disdainful Strokes, and they might have Mystical Spews possibly. It's, you know, it's up in the air. Opponent's going to play Castle of Vantress tapped because it can't come into play untapped. They don't have an island yet, and they're going to play Witching Well and scry 2. So let's go ahead and make another 1/1, and then we'll play our Breeding Pool tapped, and we'll swing for 1. Pretty solid turn. We have a lot of stuff going on. Really nice top end here, but let's see what our opponent does. 6 cards in hands, plays the Mountain, and they're going to do something with the 3 mana, maybe. They're going to play Animating Fairy on the Witching Well once again to hit us for 4. No problem, because we're going to play a 5/5 here. That is what we are going to do. Also, hit you for 2. Sweet. So Animating Fairy turns the Witching Well into a 4/4. They have 5 cards in hand, 3 mana up currently. Wonder if they're going to play another artifact or something like that. I wonder how many artifacts, non-creature artifacts, they have for Animating Fairy. Wonder if they have like the Golden Egg or the Gilded Globe or something like that. Those are pretty common ones to pair with this card. So Royal Scions is going to pump up the jams on the Witching Well here. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. Here kind of comes. Target creature is +2/+2 and trample and first strike. Well, you're hitting me to 10 because I ain't stopping that. They ain't stopping that. That is for sure. Now, if they don't have a land here, we're definitely going to take out the Royal Scions next turn. They're going to shock in a Steam Vents. It's an interesting play. What could they have? Well, what could they have? Maybe a shock? An opt maybe? Mystical Dispute maybe? Let's see. If it's a shock, which we should probably play around shock, right? Swing both here and then play the other Lovestruck Beast. Yeah, we'll play around shock. If it's an unsummon, I'm going to get completely blown out. But it's not. So, with a 4/4 in play, I think we play an island, play the second Lovestruck Beast, which they can't counter. There's no 1-mana counterspells in this format. And we'll play a Goose. Well, there is a 1-mana counterspell. It's kind of 1 mana. Mystical Dispute. But I digress. Play Lovestruck Beast. Play Gilded Goose. They play an Opt. That's a scry 1 and draw a card for a single blue mana. Love our 1-mana cantrips. I'm going to scry to the bottom and draw a mystery card. Going to their turn, they have 4 cards in hand. They have Mountain, Steam Vents, Temple of Epiphany, and Castle Vantress. With a 4/4 Witching Well. So they could sack the Witching Well to draw 2 cards. They could leave it as a 4/4. They're going to play another Opt with their Temple of Epiphany. So they're going to scry 1. Put it on the bottom, draw a mystery card. What do you have for me, opponent? We have quite the Lovestruck Beasts going on here on our end. Next turn, hopefully we draw a land. If not, we do have the Gilded Goose with this 1 food to play Cavalier of Thorns. We may just play Nissa and try to beat down. You just never know. It could be anything. So they're going to shock again down to 13 with the Steam Vents. What could they have? Another Witching Well. Possibly a second Animating Fairy. We'll see. The Scry 2 off of Witching Well. What's that going to do for our opponent? We don't know. Until they tell us. Scry 1 to the top, 1 to the bottom. So they found a card they wanted finally. What card could that be? What card could it be? We don't know. We'll find out next turn when they draw it. They might have another second Animating Fairy for this Witching Well. That's the only thing I could think. So Animating Fairy comes in. It's a 2/2 flyer. Flyer? I don't like flyers because I don't have really great flyers myself. But we do have a Cavalier of Thorns. And that's just as good as a flyer. Because it has reach. Yeah, obviously. Alright, Cavalier, 5/6 reach. Put a Breeding Pool into play. Tapped. Yeah, we're just going to not swing currently. I don't think that's in our best interest, seeing it we're at 10. I think we could do Risen Reef into Leaf Kindred next turn and try to win that way. Maybe once we get Nissa going, we have more... we're able to, attack more. Also, Lucky Clover coming in. The 2-drop artifact. Whenever you cast an adventure spell or adventure, instant, or sorcery, copy it, and you may choose new targets for that copy. Animating Fairy is an adventure. Bone Crusher Giant is an adventure. So, pretty cool stuff going on here. Pretty interesting, different style deck that I've really never seen. It's really cool to see people experimenting with Standard. We may be able to overpower them here, but we'll see. Now that is the time where I should have probably drawn the card and then played it so that I could play double Leafkin Druid, but we'll see. If we hit another land, I think I'll just draw it. Now that we're getting all these extra blockers, I think we have a chance to swing with our 5/5s. Even if they try to double block, I think that's fine. We get to kill at least one of them. Brazen Borrower. Oh, so they get to copy it. Oh, no. That's pretty good. Yep, bounce a Reno. And bounce that. Yep. Seems good. Huh. Well, that kind of changes a few things. I still think we're going to crash in for 10 here. Block me. Block me. That was a really cool thing they did here by bouncing 2 things, but it also left them pretty vulnerable since they only had 1 card in hand now and they only have 1 mana open. So if they want to block here, they got to double block one of them to try to take it out. And get to play Cavalier and Risen Reef next turn. So I'm trying to put them on a little bit of a clock and make it so that they have to respond very quickly, because our Cavalier and our Risen Reef are coming down this turn, and it's not going to be pretty. Let me tell you. We can block with the Gilded Goose here, you know, prevent them from damage, and this doesn't have trample or anything, so we can just jump, you know, throw a 1/1 in there. So they're going to crack their second Witching Will, use the 4 mana to draw 2 cards. They have 2 mana open currently. They have another Brazen Borrower with Petty Theft. I think that's going to be a pretty big issue, especially bouncing both of our Lovestruck Beasts. So we will see. Although to get around that, I think we can do Nissa, the Nissa Plus. Something we can do. Ooh, Mystical Dispute is great, actually. Great draw. I think I'm just going to sack this for a green. I think we'll just do Nissa. Ooh, this is going to tap for 2 now. Any way we can sneak some more damage in here. Like block 3. Okay, so I think we just go for it and then hold up. We just hold up our Mystical Dispute. I think we win this game, actually. I think we win this game. Oh, the Lucky Clover thing might get us, but no, we got the win. Yes, I feel so good getting the win against like a blue-red deck, but that was a very interesting deck, actually. I'd like to see more of those decks that are trying to push the envelope a little bit. I like the idea of the Lucky Clover with the Animating Fury. I think that's super cool, because when you animate the Lucky Clover, it keeps its text box, so as you're playing your other spells, you have a 4/4 and you're drawing cards off. So that's really cool. Let's hop into game 3 and hopefully get another win with this deck. All right, welcome in. Let's take a look at our opening hand here, and it's pretty disappointing that we cannot get more than 1 land in an opening. I'm going to mulligan this. We need more than 1 land. That's just something we need. So let's go ahead and keep this. We'll ditch the Jace. We don't have triple blue. Don't think we'll get it for a little bit here, but we can go Goose into Leafkin into Risen Reef, which is pretty sweet. So I'm actually just going to shock because I'm feeling risky. We can actually go turn to Risen Reef, which I might actually do here. Let's just go for it. They played a white land, which is like super nice. It's not an island. It's super nice that it's not an island. Ooh, we get to play a second Risen Reef next turn. Now we're doing something that our deck wants to do. Gosh darn it, they played an island. All right, Risen Reef number 2. Counter me, baby. Ooh, I feel it. Is it me, or is everybody and their mother playing blue right now? It is unbelievable. We have played blue every single game. Every single one. This is match, what, 5 or 6 or something for me? Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Yep, there's Teferi. Gonna bounce the old Risen Reef here, I'm sure. Yep, Risen Reef's back to my hand. They get to draw a card. Now we're gonna play a Risen Reef. Take action. And there's tapped. Player Goose. Goose is now loose. No attacks. All right, we got some lands. We got some stuff in play currently. Looks like they have a Teferi and they're sitting on an Absorb, I'm guessing. Well, let's test the Absorb theory here and see if they have it. They do. Fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's play this tapped. We'll play Quasi-Duplicate to duplicate this. If we can. Take action. Scry. This on top feels great. Done. And we'll swing at the old Teferi here. Alright, so we're doing some stuff. We're getting our footing here. Now when they time wipe us here, that's when it's going to feel real bad. Guess not. Alright, so I guess we'll attempt a Cavalier of Thorns. What do you got for me now? Probably a counterspell, but what do you got? Nothing. Oh my goodness gracious. Take action. Take action. Take action. Woohoo, baby. All right, well, do that and ditch that. Fingers crossed. I guess they let that go since they could probably time wipe it later. The Dovin's veto card. Well, you got me good there, bud. Attack here. Because you can't play this, and if you could, you can only block flyers. Okay, well, I think we get to take down... oh, wait. Scratch that. They played another petty theft, so we can't take down Teferi yet. Not that we really play anything at instant speed specifically, but, you know, it can be annoying with bouncing certain things. So they got double Brazen Borrower, bunch of lands. They only have 3 cards in hand currently. My turn, they say. Well, let's try Risen Reef. What do you got for me, opponent? Nothing. Let's put some lands into play. Take action. And draw a quasi-duplicate. Ooh. Well. There, and we'll swing at you. Do we have another bounce spell? No, they don't. Maybe they do? Oh, they get another castle. Ooh. I forgot about that card. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Oh, they didn't block. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, let's bring the beats here. And we're just gonna do it because we can. And I'm feeling frisky. Yeah, we'll put that in play. Tapped. Tapped. Castle of Interest. Yeah, that's going in untapped, baby. 27 cards left in our deck. Let's go ahead and crack this, and hopefully we still have basic lands in our deck. Alright, we'll get an island just because we have a ton of forest already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 currently. Yeah, end the turn. Feels good. Time Wipe's gonna feel extra bad. But we'll muscle through here. Oh, we have a Hydra Creation and another Cavalier Thorns in the graveyard. Feels good. Yep, bounce that token. Don't need it. Never didn't need it. So let's see what they have here. Tap land and possibly just go. Could play Brazen Borrower. Not really sure. Pass the turn. Luckily for us, these control decks don't have too many counter spells. So let's go ahead and cancel. We'll play this. Plus on it. And we'll tap this for blue and we'll play Risen Reef. Now the thing we're going to do with this Risen Reef, even if it's a land, I guess we get to do 3 times. And a Cavalier of Thorns, wow. And a thing, wow. Alright, we'll bring the beats. We really don't care about this right now. Back. Yeah, we'll just swing like that. What do you got for me, opponent? Something real cool, right? Probably just a counter spell, I'm sure. Yep, they get hit for 6. We have 22 cards left in our yard, or in our deck. Did we mill over any Tamios or any Jaces yet? We did not. I think we just kind of hang out. We don't really need to do anything else. We'll put a stop on their end step so that we can Castle of Interest. Yep, Brazen Borrower in the building currently. Time Wipe would be devastating, but you know, what are you gonna do? It's a card they definitely have in their deck. I'm sure of it. I've played that deck many times. Yes, we are gonna. Oh no, pass. Throw this sucker right under the bus, and we'll create a food. Tap 1 mana, make a food. Feels good, feels good. What have you for me, opponent? Another Teferi. It definitely resolves.
You show remorse, I'll show restraint.
What are they going to do? Bounce a land? Tap it for mana. Make a food. Resolves. Yep, bounce, take it to draw one. Time wipe. Tamiyo and Cavalier. Yeah, we're going to keep those right there. So they're going to time wipe here. Tap out. They're going to bring their Brazen Borrower back to their hand. So we'll know they have Brazen Borrower 2 cards. They have Teferi at 1. And that looks good. Yeah, I thought I hit okay on that last time. Anyway, can we do anything else? I guess we'll just eat a food. Yeah, I think we'll just eat one food here. Brazen Borrower back to the hand. Cavalier is going to trigger. And I guess we'll get a Hydra Crisis back. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get a Hydra Crisis back. Alright, so my turn. Draw. Play this. Tap. So we have 22 cards left. We want to leave 4 mana open for Tamiyo. So 2. Let's actually just swing first and kill this Teferi first, because I know I did it last time. No, I did not attack before I did the cool stuff. So so what do we have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So let's just do this for 10. Sweet. We'll play Tamiyo. We'll look for Jace. Jace Wielder Mysteries. And then we'll have 13 left, so we can play Cavalier of Thorns. Let me guess the Jaces are in here. Yeah, there's a Jace. Are both my Jaces in there? No. Oh, only one. 8 cards left. Well, we're going to play a dangerous game here. Can they get rid of the Tamiyo is the question. Let's play the dangerous game. A really dangerous game. Do they want to kill this, or do they want to kill these guys? All right, well, what do we got, opponent? What do we got for me? Oh, boy. What do we got? Don't take away my Tamiyo, please. We have a ton of... Oh, my gosh, we have 23 power on board currently. 26 when we plus this again. Oh, boy. That's going to be one. Of course I'm going to take action. Yeah, put that back on top. I can't believe people are still playing Aether Gust main. Wow. Well, if they don't do anything here, then we win. If they do not have a counter spell here, we will win the game. Or if it's time wipe or something to stop this. Aether Gust main, huh? That's crazy. I mean, I am playing a big green deck here. I don't think it's in the cards for you here, opponent. And we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way here. We're gonna do it the old-fashioned way.
Let us have a storied battle worth retelling. No tale should be discarded.
Man, we're gonna okay, so we're gonna get back our Jace. We're gonna play our Cavalier, mill the rest of our deck out, and then we'll play Jace. If they have a counterspell, this is going to be hilarious. I don't care because I'm just going to smash with 20 damage. So they concede to the Jace Wielder Mysteries. We did it. We did the thing. That's all I ever wanted in my whole life. Now we're going to get counterspelled into oblivion. So, what do we do about that? Well, we do what we've been doing the last 5 or 6 rounds that I've been trying to film this, and that is Bring in Ceratops, bring in Bronzodon, bring in Lovestruck Beast, bring in that and maybe this. Change our whole lineup completely. Take everything out. We can even take out these. We can take out... well, do we want Bronzodons? I don't think we want Bronzodons. I think we want these things. And I don't like Goose. So maybe we want the Bronzodons. Well, I think that's pretty good. Maybe we want some of these. Maybe we want like a Tameo. Yeah, I think we want 2 Tameos instead of 3 Nisses. No, we don't. This is really good against the control decks. No, I want the Tameos. This is what we're doing. We're keeping it like this. I don't know what I'm doing. We're just kind of throwing cards around and hoping they stick. The control decks are a little easier to handle than the flash decks, personally, in my opinion, just because the flash decks load up on counter spells and they have so much good like creatures. So much good. They have better creatures mainly. So let's check this out. That's a tough one because like Leaf Kindred into Thrashing Bronzodon's probably okay, but I just don't see any power in it. But it, you know, let's keep it. We'll probably lose with this hand if it's too slow if we don't draw anything, but this is a great draw. Great A+ draw here. All right. Opponent plays Tranquil Cove, goes to 21, then plays a Castle Ardenvale. We draw another Leaf Kindred. Thank you, Arena. You're the best at drawing me multiples every game. So I think we just do land Leaf Kindred. Does it resolve? We're ramping. We're ramping like crazy. Third Leaf Kindred. Don't play the what are they called? Deputy of Detentions. Don't play that card. Opt. I feel like they have an absorb and they're gonna probably take out our Nissa. I'm not sure I want to try to jam this just yet. I think we're just gonna ramp up and try to do something cool if we draw it. But we'll see what they do here. Mystical Dispute. Oh baby. What a draw. What a draw. Green, 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 green. Oh no, back up. Z. Do you have the counter spell, my friend? We'll see if they do. They may have their own Mystical Dispute. We'll see. Nissa is coming down, and we might take over the game with this one. Let's see what our opponent has. If it's a counter spell, oh, they're tapping the Ardenvale. They're definitely gonna have a Mystical Dispute backup on this one. Come at me with your Mystical Dispute. Come at me. No, I knew it. Dang it. Well, we got 2 cards out of their hand at least, and they got 2 cards out of our hand. Crud. Now we got a bunch of 0/3s that don't do anything. As soon as I saw them tapping their mana individually, I knew it. I knew it. 4 cards in hand. What do you got? Maybe I can see a Time Wipe here being like, you know, decent. I also see like Teferi being pretty good. Not sure what other win cons they might have. We'll see. Gadwick. Great card. A card that I despise. But let's see what we got here. I think we need more blue. We'll grab that. Play Thrashing Bronzodon as well. Scry. Oh, let's fail passage first. No use in doing that. We'll have triple blue ready to go. Cavalier of Thorns is not too bad. Got this mana open just in case they play something silly. Boy, we are in a bit of a pickle because Gadwick is going to ruin our day. We can never swing. Well, we'll see. Are you going to play anything? Attack. They're letting me attack. Woohoo! You should have done that before I declared attackers. resolves. Yep. Are you gonna block? Are you gonna time wipe? I guess, or I guess time wipe next turn. Just gonna let me hit you for that much. Do we have anything in here of value? If we do, well, we'll try a second one because, you know, that's just kind of how I roll. Oh baby. We'll put that right into play. Tapped. Feels good. What do we have in here that we can get back? Cavalier Thorns and Anissa. A+. Feeling great. Yep, we're going to tap that. Bounce one of my Leaf Kindreds from my hand. This just smells like a time wipe. But the question is, what do they bounce with time wipe? Brazen Borrow or Gadwick? I mean, you swing with Gadwick, right? They definitely have time wipe then. Well, maybe not. I don't know. That's a strange non-attack currently. Huh. Well, I guess we'll go to tax here. Yep, you can tap that down. And I guess we'll go attacking again. I mean, we really don't really care about blocking these things because, I mean, we have a 5/6 that can block it, but these can't block either. So I don't know. We just get the damages in and hope we can finish them off, I guess. We got 5, 10, 13, 15 damage currently, and they got 4 cards in hand. They need blue spells to activate this. 3 cards in hand, so they need 2 of those to tap these down. Hit me for 6. Next. What do you got? Double blue spell? Oh my goodness, no? Wow, what is going on? Castle Ardenvale, make a token. Yeah, I guess you have to block the big boys here. Whew, yeah, 3. Play another creature, I guess. I mean, I don't know what to do other than just push and jam. Do you have the time wipe? They don't. Oh my goodness, we pulled it off. I completely thought that we were going to get hosed by time wipe there, but sometimes you just jam and you push forward and you push through, and sometimes they don't have it. But most of the time they do have it. That's what I've learned by playing Magic. Most of the time they do have it. But this time they didn't, and we got the win. Hey, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Dom, I hope you enjoyed seeing your deck get played. And we did get to do the thing once, and we got to mill ourselves out. So that was really, really sweet. Really enjoyed that game. But we played against a lot of Flash decks, and this deck doesn't really do too well against Flash. Maybe we want 4 Ceratops in the board. Hey, and if you like this deck, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what decks you're playing, what decks that you want to see me play, and we'll go ahead and go through the comments and try those out for ourselves. Go ahead and hit that like button if you liked it. Go ahead and check out my Instagram. Follow me on there for smaller, short form gameplays. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter. Go ahead and tweet me. We'll go ahead and do some shout outs, or, you know, we'll just talk about Magic or something like that. So go ahead and follow me on there. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and remember, Magic is great and so are you. Stay positive and play Islands.